Hey guys, today I'm going to be telling you guys a story time, and it's about one of my first times having a creepy experience in the woods, and it's actually at my cousin's house. So yeah, let's get into the video. Pretty much, it was about the middle of spring. We were all sort of bored and just chilling at his house, nothing much to do. So we all decided, hey, we should go in the woods and just explore. Now, his woods, they were relatively creepy. Like, everything was dead. There were hanging Barbie dolls and, just like those regular off-brand dolls, like legitimately hanging. Most of them no clothes or hair. It was really creepy. And it sort of reminded me of the Doll Island, if any of y'all have heard about that. But that was like one of the first warning signs when we went in there, especially considering there were like baby doll clothes and other toys and Cabbage Patch Kids all over the ground. It was really weird. But, we were bored, so we decided to keep going. And we were walking and walking, and everything was dead. I don't know if I already said that. Pretty sure I did, but everything was absolutely dead. And that was so weird since it was the middle of spring. And I ended up seeing like a bunch of these vines, and they were like pretty much like that thick. I thought I would be able to climb with them with no problem. So I started climbing, and it pretty much fell, and it like fell around me. If it would have hit me in the head, I probably would have gotten a concussion. But I still went to go like climb other vines, but I was like, okay, yeah, that's not a good idea since most of them like looked less stable than that. But we just ended up walking some more, and we eventually came across this shack, and to the right of it was this like huge pretty green field. And we wanted to go to the field since, that was actually a pretty looking area, and, it wasn't as creepy as the woods to my cousins. So we wanted to go there, and eventually we noticed the keep out sign and this chain fence, and we weren't going to climb over a chain fence. So we just like sort of went back to the shack area. And the shack area, the door was locked, so we didn't bother trying to get in after that. And we just kept walking, and eventually we were really tired because we were walking for like 40 minutes now. And so we just sat down on this like pretty branch. It like was one of the only things alive, with considering it had moss on it. So we sat there and we were talking for a while, and eventually I just smelled this rancid smell, and it wasn't of death or feces or anything. It was just bad, and I smelled it almost like BO, and I smelled it. And then I started hearing footsteps approaching, and I told my cousins, and they thought I was funny and joking. And I told them in a quiet manner too, because I didn't want the thing behind us to know, and that I knew. So they were laughing, and then eventually, like 10 seconds later, all three of us got up and we looked behind us because they heard it too. And it was this guy, 6'4", 6 foot, and he was like in his late 40s. Like, he wasn't really old in my opinion, because I mean it just really depends on what you like classify as old. So yeah, we just sort of stared at him for what felt like an hour, but really it was probably like a minute, and we were just all in shock. And my cousins, both of them, eventually started running. But I have anxiety, if you guys didn't know. Y'all probably didn't, since I didn't talk about it in any of my previous videos, but I have anxiety, so I was still frozen, and I didn't go into fight or flight, or flight or fight, however you want to pronounce it. I didn't go into that. I was just frozen there. And then he said, y'all shouldn't be there, and I was like pretty much the only one there, so I don't know why he said y'all, but he said y'all shouldn't be here or be there. And then I was like, yes sir, and I started backing away really slowly, and he started getting close, pretty much the same pace, and I was like, oh heck no. So I started running back, and by this time my cousin's he has an older sister. She was already out, like completely out of the woods, and my cousin, he's like one of my best friends to this day. He was like just sort of waiting there for me, and he hid behind this tiny tree, and I'm like, what the heck. He was pretty young. He's only like a year younger than me though. And yeah, so I started running, and we didn't notice the guy following us. He could have been, he might not have been, but we were still really freaked out. So we were running, and we got scratched up, and we ran through poison ivy and everything. And we were pretty far into the woods, and so it was sort of a long run back out. So I luckily am not allergic to poison ivy or poison oak, so I left with only a couple scratches from the briars, but my cousin was scratched up, itchy, looked like he could have like an allergic reaction to something, looked like he was attacked by a cat. And when we got back to his house, both of them told me the reason why they started running immediately after is that they saw something like silver shiny in his pocket area, so they were like, okay, this dude probably has a knife. But I didn't see that, and if it wasn't for them, I probably could have lost like my life. I think that's being a bit dramatic, but you know, that was still a very scary experience, and it's engraved in my mind. That definitely deterred me from going in my woods, which is a lot more peaceful to me than theirs. If y'all saw my first video, it's like my woods, except no rivers, and if there was, it was just like riverbanks. Like, it was empty, no water or anything, no animals, trees are dead, everything's dead, and a lot of like big vines everywhere that are dead too, of course. That's pretty much what their woods is like. And like I said, if it wasn't for them, I could have, well, if it wasn't for their eyes too, if they didn't see that and start running, I probably could have lost my life that day, or been kidnapped or something. So I'm really happy that they were with me. But yeah, I just wanted to give y'all a quick story time. Like I said, I'm trying to upload every single day. So if y'all like these style of videos, well, this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if y'all don't be afraid to leave a dislike. And if you want to subscribe because you enjoy some of my content, and if you're not sure yet, just go watch some of my other videos. And if y'all want to subscribe, y'all can. So yeah, I hope y'all have a great day or rest of y'all's night, depending on what time zone you're in. Bye!